Today I'm traveling from Munich back to the center of France. So that's about 900 kilometers. There should be quite a few chargers. Germany definitely supercharging is going to be Autobahn all the way. French side depends. I haven't figured it out yet. There are motorway bits, but mostly regular secondary, well, primary roads, but non-motorways, because I'm going kind of across the country, not where there are motorways. So I have to figure it out. I have to figure out my charge point on the French side. I might not use superchargers in France, depending on where they are. It's actually quite cool this morning, just 18 degrees. I had over 30 degrees yesterday again, like all the last few days. You know, it's summer in Europe, so it's it's quite warm. But this morning, quite chilly. The heater just kicked in here. I will stop that. I don't want heater. Yeah, that's about it. I'll go to my first supercharge in Ulm, and I will figure this out. So I'm in Ulm now. I drained well the battery. I'm just at 3%. I wanted to try the Model 3 at high speeds. So it worked well. I got a speed quite high. However, I got an error message at the time, so I don't know if it was too fast or the motor freaked out or something like this. It did not bother me, and then it just worked the same way now. Now I have 3%, so I'm gonna try to see if the charging speed is okay. I think it's V2 here, so it shouldn't go over 150 kilowatts, but let's see how it goes. Okay, it is starting, ramping up. Yeah, so 100, 120, 30, yeah, that looks good, and 40, yeah, okay. It looks like it's settling at 140, which is great. I'm not gonna get to 100%, so 1 hour 5 minutes it is if I stay till 100%. Look at that, 1,000 kilometers plus per hour. How cool is that? So I'm arriving in Aachen, and there is a supercharger here. I have 22% battery. I was supposed to go to the next supercharger. I'm chancing something here, but there is 45 minutes delay on Google Maps. So I'm thinking, well, if I charge here, maybe after my charge, traffic will be better, or maybe I'll find an alternative route. It worked well before that. That's what I did. I slowed down because I saw there was traffic getting better. There was no point of speeding, and I was right. There was no problem. The problem here is there's only 6 superchargers, and the map says that there's none available anymore. So I'm just pulling in now. It's gonna be a surprise. There was one like maybe 10 minutes ago, so the queue might not be too big, but there is a queue nevertheless. Okay, so there is just one coming out and one pulling in. So I'm next in line. Yeah, so I didn't even have to wait 30 seconds. Somebody pulled out, so I'm gonna be fine. I'm charging in between a couple of other Model 3s. A lot of people in this resting area. Alright. So I'm not gonna charge super fast. It's a V2 and I'm at 22%, but it should be fine, and I'll try to find an alternative for my next route. So I looked it up, and I think I'm gonna go to Besançon. Besançon is on the French side. Basically, at the moment I'm driving south along the French-German border. I'm on the German side, and maybe in about 100 kilometers I'll just go across the border and straight west, and it's gonna be west through there. So I'll go to Besançon. It's about 269 kilometers. So I could probably do that in a single charge. It tells me to stop before. Well, I'm not charged yet, but it tells me to stop before. I've noticed the last few days that the supercharger prediction, in general, the prediction from Tesla is quite pessimistic, which is what you want to have. And it's always getting a bit better. Also because the traffic is, I mean, even if we drive quite fast in general, the average speeds are not great. There's a lot of traffic jams, so you end up slowing down a lot, and that's good for range. Just to tell you, actually, this leg that I just did, 198.8 kilometers. Doesn't sound good, but I arrived with 22 and I left the previous one with 77, so I only used 55% battery to do those 199 kilometers of motorway. So, and I was driving normal speed, which is 120, 130 plus. The only thing is, yeah, there was a lot of moments where there was roadworks or traffic jams, so I could only do 60 or 80. So I'm expecting the same. For context, this is a Saturday, the last Saturday of July, and in mainland Europe, and France is the biggest day of the year in terms of traffic, because people go on holiday, people from July come back home, and people going on holidays in August, they just leave this weekend. So this weekend is extremely busy, and I know my sister is on the road as well, doing a very different route, but they're having the same issues there. So yeah, no much to do. I have to be in traffic jam. I don't know what time I'm gonna arrive, but that's the way it's gonna be. Okay, so my goal will be to charge to 80% here, and then maybe to get into Besançon. Maybe I will top up before. There are superchargers on the way, so no stress about it. So I am in the traffic jam that I anticipated, but it's much better than what was predicted before my charge. I'm glad I did stop before. I really saved time. So it's something you have to be aware of sometimes. Maybe you can anticipate a charge. You're not wasting your time by stopping, so you're gonna charge. So this is interesting. Of course, in this case, it went from around 40 minutes to maybe 15, but it could have been the other way around. So you have to be sure that the traffic jam is melting away and not becoming bigger. So now I'll be driving straight to Besançon. I have another probably an hour drive before going across the French border. But this is good here. This traffic jam, we're driving 60, so it's perfect. It's good for the range, and we're not wasting too much time. It's not like stop and go. Still annoying to be 60 on the motorway, but that's fine. And so yeah, and I think I might have just maybe a little top up after the Besançon charge, and that's about it. I can tell on the map that superchargers are busy. Makes sense, everybody's on the road, and in France there's plenty of standard range plus like mine, thousands of them, so they are out and about. Summer weekends, people go on holiday or just on weekend, and yeah, so we have to be conscious of that. I've seen quite a few times on this trip the warning that says that there's going to be overstay fees if you don't unplug when the car is charged up. So, and if it's if it actually reduces your charging to 80% by default. You can override that, but by default it reduces the charging limit to 80%. So anyway, I'll give you an update in a few hundred kilometers probably. There's still quite a long drive to do. I am now in Besançon. I just have 2% battery, just pulled out of the motorway just after the toll. It's just 200 meters after there's a hotel and the superchargers are here. Another 3-4 Model 3s out of 6 bays. So again, very busy, but 2% is perfect. I'm gonna quite fast charge. This is version 2 again. So that'll be fine, and I should have another top up, and then it's gonna be okay. I just did 270 kilometers. It was a very long leg, but actually it was faster in terms of average speed than the previous ones, because there was less traffic, especially on the French side. It was okay. You pay for the tolls, you pay for the time you're gonna save. It's a good tip if you want to go across France. You have two choices: the fast way, which is expensive, and then the slow way, which is, you know, very cheap. So in a day like this, you don't really have a choice. So yeah, let's charge up now. So here is an interesting one. I have about 400 kilometers to do. That's if I take the regular road, but Tesla doesn't know this and offers 560 kilometers through 2 superchargers, and it's making me make a big detour, because where I'm going there's pretty much nothing. So I was like, wait a minute, if it's just 400 kilometers, it's barely more than the range of the car, so maybe I can just top up, you know, onto 50 kilowatt fast charger on the way. So I actually found one exactly on my route, that 400 kilometer route. That seems to be the quickest actually, because if you do 500 something, even if it's faster, it's by the speed, you know, you're wasting a lot of time anyway. So in charges and kilometers. So yeah, that seems to be the best option in terms of time. It's a 50 kilowatt charger, so it's going to charge slowly, but I will not need a full charge. I'm actually currently charging at 51 kilowatt at 76%. That said, the voltage on the LFP battery is rather low, so I'm probably going to charge at around 40 kilowatt, no more than that, at that 50 kilowatt charge point. But I will not need that much electricity, because I've got probably 350 kilometer range on that road, so it's gonna be a 50% top up. I'm saying 50% if I live now with 76, but yeah, it's not gonna be for a very long time. There's a big question mark around pricing. It seems to be that some of those charge points have you can pay contactless, and you just pay €7.80, which is quite competitive for full charge. Even though I will not need that full charge, but so it seems to be good. But then there is a price per kilowatt hour which is 49 cents. So that's if you pay with the app, with a credit card registered. So you're better off tap, probably, unless you do, was that 16 less than 16 kilowatt hours of charge. I think I'll do a bit more than that. But yeah, that's the plan. I think it should work. So I'll I'll see. This place seems to accept a lot of different badges. There is no there's just one fast charger in the small town, so if this breaks down I will have a bit of extra battery now, so I'll go to another. There's actually a supercharger, but it makes me do a detour, so I'd rather not use that, but I'll try to use that solution anyway. We're 80%, 47 kilowatt. I think I'm gonna go now. Change of plans. I was supposed to stop at that 50 kilowatt fast charger, and then I had a second look at the map and I realized that the Tesla supercharger, that was a bit off the road. It's a small detour, but in time it was not a detour, just 2 minutes, which is the same as the other charger. So I had a look and then I was like, oh damn, it's a bit too far though. So I kept going, because if I knew I would have charged a bit more. It's 310 kilometers between the last charge point and this supercharger. But the road conditions were better or worse, depending how you see it, than anticipated. And my consumption is 11.9 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Let's let a motorcycle pass here. There you go. I'm in a soon motorway, so there's kind of bollards in the middle of the road, so you can't really pass if you're a motorcycle, but just there's still a hard shoulder there. Anyway, yeah, 310 kilometers, 312 exactly, with 80% of battery. That was a bit short, but no, it's not. I'm gonna make it, and it's a V3 supercharger, and I'm gonna get there with a very low state of charge, so that's actually a good thing. So I will try for the fourth time to fast charge at in a V3 supercharger at better speed. And the last charge I got 147 kilowatt. I was really pleased with this, but it was a V2, so I got almost maximum. So this one, I hope this one is gonna work. It's not a busy place, it's in the middle of nowhere, so well, there are not many superchargers anyway, but we'll see. I should arrive with 4%, so actually plenty, plenty left. Okay, so see you there for the V3 supercharger. Okay, so I'm in Montluçon supercharger there. There are 7 units, only 2 being used. It's a V3 and I've got 3% left, and the battery did precondition. So let's have a look right now how it works out. Hopefully this time we'll get 172. So take the gun. Okay, opening this up. Okay, locking. Let's go back in the car. Okay. It's ramping up. 27. Okay, let's see. It's 7:55. I don't need too much. I need about 25%, 24, I think, to get to my final destination. I'm not gonna stay too long because it's late. I've just drove 800 kilometers. So. All right, 140. Yes, it gets 150. That's perfect. 65. Come on, give me a bit more. It's only 4%, 5%. It's gonna ramp up a bit. I'm gonna get some volts in. Oh no, going down already. Didn't stay too long. Still great performance, of course. It's the standard range plus with the LFP battery from China. So It might behave differently from the American batteries. Sorry for the fingerprints on the screen. You can probably identify me at the moment. Okay. Alright, so I'll leave it off here anyway. That's a very good performance. Now it's kind of meeting the sort of speed we are with the V2. You get this sort of speed at this state of charge. So the V3 doesn't give much more. It's really probably good for a minute. Still, look, it's 7:56, so we're getting 7-8% in just a minute. So it's still very good. Alright, so I'm probably gonna stay for what, 5 minutes? 5 more minutes, and then I'll go. So while I'm getting this charge, the last leg was quite long, as you saw, 325 kilometers, 320 kilometers from 80 to 3%. So that means that you can do 400. I could have done 400 kilometers with a full charge. So that's what it is. So that's really great performance. The last bit was really annoying for a simple reason, is it was this motorway being built, and the speed limit was 70 and 50, and it was slow, just like when there was the roadworks in Nice, if you remember that, a couple of years back, except that it was not for 10 kilometers, it was for about 100 kilometers. I lost it. And there were speed cameras, more than one, and some people got caught. So that's silly. It feels like in slow motion, and yet you're getting flash. Anyway, that's about it. So I've been here for about 3 minutes. Charge is 18%. I just need 7 more percent, so it's going to be a 5-minute charge. It's the end of the day. I finally arrived. So to just the last leg first, we did 101 kilometers with 11 kilowatt hour per 100 kilometers in average consumption, so really low. And it felt a bit strange at the last charge point. I knew there would be just 100 kilometers, but I left the charge point with just 30%. And I still have 7, so I use only 23, which again shows that you can do over 400 kilometers with the Silent Range Plus. The first fast charge today, it was 5,300. That's about 900 kilometers, so made altogether. So this checks out. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 4 charges plus this one overnight, and the 4 charges, I mean the last one was just 5 minutes. I could have done just 3. So, and I still have 300 kilometers to do tomorrow, but this car is going to be charged 100%, so that's going to be my last charge today. Tomorrow morning I won't have to do any. So yeah, that's about it. So it's about 9:51 now. So 9:50. I left at 7, so it was a very long day still. 7, no, almost 8, sorry. So it's still 14 days of driving, so that was a bit too much. I think I was really affected by the by the traffic jams and accidents there was in Germany on the Autobahn. I know it's common there, and it was a busy day for people traveling, going on holidays or going back from holiday. But overall, that was a great day. Again, no single charger or slow or fast failed on me. It was all perfect. Nothing to say to them. This trip is almost boring, I have to say. I think it would be much more challenging in a vehicle that accepts only AC or something like this, right? Anyway, tomorrow morning I'll go a bit late, but I'll do a wrap up tomorrow evening when I'm home with the total mileage, etc. So I'm in Nantes now. I just arrived. I've traveled 275 kilometers today. I left with a full charge. I left with a car. I did charge overnight in the public charge point, and now I just arrived with 26%. So there's still I use only 74% to do the 275 kilometers. I'm gonna top up now. I don't need the top up to finish my trip. I have 60 kilometers to do later for my family, so I'll just put the granny cable in, and that I will get, and I will just top up for a few hours before returning to home. Consumption 12.9. A third of the trip was made of dual carriageway, cruising at 110, and the 2/3 were N roads between 80 and 90 and going across towns and villages. So again, 12.9, that's pretty awesome. I love this Tesla for that, this is ridiculously efficient. And I'm not even trying hard because I'm using autopilot most of the time, which is not really super efficient. If I was eco driving, I would do even better. So yeah, that's a good thing anyway. So we're almost there. It'll be almost 4,500 kilometers when I arrived back in Saint Nazaire. All right, talk to you soon.